Hi, it's Future from Sewmate. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to draft a basic bodice block, but this block is a bit detailed. It's got a bust side dart, a waist dart, and a back shoulder dart. So I'll be using a square ruler, a curved ruler, a straight ruler, a scissors, a tracing wheel, and a marker, so you can be able to see. You also need to take a few measurements beforehand: your waist, bust, and hip measurement, neck to bust, neck to waist, waist to hip, shoulder width, nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. This will give us the dart position on the waistline. You also need to do a few calculations. That's your quarter bust measurement plus 1.5 centimeter is, quarter waist measurement plus 3 centimeter dart allowance plus 1 centimeter is, quarter hip measurement plus 1.5 centimeter is, and also calculate your shoulder width divided by 2. The front side bust dart will be 3 centimeters, the back shoulder dart will be 2 centimeters, and our waist dart will be 3 centimeters as usual. So let's get started. We're going to start with drafting our front bodice block. So we'll start with drawing in our horizontal guideline and vertical guideline. So we're going to put in our vertical measurements from the neck to hip. So I'll start with the neck to bust measurement. Mine is 30 centimeters. The neck to waist measurement, mine is 40 centimeters. From the waist, I'm going down 21 centimeters to mark my hip depth, which is just the distance between my waist and hip. Square horizontal lines across these measurements. We're going to label these lines so that we avoid confusion. So this is the bust, waist, and hip. On the shoulder line here, we're going to mark for our neck width, which is 8 centimeters, a standard measurement. Since we're drafting our front bodice, we're going to come down by 8 centimeters along the center front line to mark for our neck depth. So 8 centimeters. Square a small line from this point. Get your curved ruler and draw a nice curve. Along this shoulder line, we're going to put in our shoulder measurement divided by 2. My shoulder measurement is 40 centimeters, so I'll divide it by 2 to get 20 centimeters. Place a mark. From this mark, we're going to square a line down to the bust line. From this mark again, we're going to go down 2.5 centimeters to mark for our shoulder slope. Then connect these 2 points. From this point, we're going to measure and mark for our armhole level along this line. So to get the armhole level, you're gonna divide your shoulder width by 2 like we did with this point here. So same distance you put from this corner to this point, put it from here going down. So mine was 20 centimeters here. I'm gonna put 20 centimeters this way too. Square a line across. Now from this point to this point, measure and mark halfway. Mine will be 10 centimeters since we used 20 centimeters for the armhole. From this halfway point, we're going to square in by 1.5 centimeters and put a mark. Now we're going to put in all our horizontal measurements, starting with the quarter bust plus 1.5 centimeter is. We're going to put it here on the armhole line. Mine is 26.5. Next, we're coming on to the waistline here. We're going to put our quarter waist plus 3 centimeter dart plus 1 centimeter is. Okay, so mine is 26 centimeters. Moving on to the hip line, we're going to put in our quarter hip measurement plus 1.5 centimeter is. Mine is 33.5 centimeters. Now we're going to connect all these points. Next, we're going to draw in our armhole. Make sure it passes through this point, and that point. Next, we're going to locate our bust point. We get this by dividing our nipple to nipple measurement by 2. Mine is 11.5 centimeters. So on the bust line here, we're going to put 11.5 centimeters. Just put a star there that marks our bust point. Okay. Now you can just transfer the same measurements to all the lines and just draw a straight line through them, or you can just square a line down from here to the hip line. So now we're going to draw in our waist dart. So from the bust line, we're going to go down by 2.5 centimeters and put a mark. From the hip line, we're going up by 5 centimeters and put a mark. Because our dart is 3 centimeters, we're going to put 1.5 centimeters on each side of this line here on the waistline. So 1.5 centimeters, 1.5 centimeters. Connect all these points to form a dart. Next, we're going to form a soft curve on our hip. So measure this line from the waist to the hip and go halfway and put a mark. Square a 0.6 centimeter line and put a mark. Now draw in a nice curve using your curved ruler. Next, we're going to draw in our side bust dart. So it's going to be a 3 centimeter dart. From the bust point here, we're going to move back by 2.5 centimeters. Put a mark. Now from the bust line, go down by 3 centimeters, which is our dart allowance. Put a mark. Connect this point to this point we just marked here on the bust line. Mark halfway from this point to this point, which is 1.5 centimeters since it's a 3 centimeter dart. And draw in another straight line. Because we've got this 3 centimeter dart here, we need to reshape our side seam so that we won't have any shortfalls in fabric when we are sewing, okay? What you do is to fold the bottom dart leg, bring it to the top dart leg, connect these 2 points with a straight line. That's our shoulder point and our waist point. Get a tracing wheel and just go over this point so that we can form the shape of our dart. Now open your pattern. And connect the darts. So that's our dart finished, and that's our new side seam that way. Okay. I like to add seam allowances to my block, so I'm going to add the seam allowances now. So I use 1.5 centimeters for the shoulder, 1 centimeter for the armhole, and 1.5 centimeters for the side seam. So I'm gonna do that now. Let's label our block. So this is our front bodice block. And I'll put my initial. Now we're going to cut around the block. Our front is done, so we're moving on to the back bodice block. With the back bodice, most of the steps are quite similar to what we've done with the front already. So I'm just gonna quickly draw in all the lines like we did before and just put in all the horizontal measurements, and I'll show you exactly what the differences are. So go on and just draw in your guidelines and all the horizontal measurements. Make sure you leave some space like 5 centimeters before your vertical guideline for your zipper allowance. So this guideline here will serve as our center back since we are doing the back now. Then draw in your vertical measurements. Neck to bust, 30 centimeters for me, neck to waist. And hip depth. Square horizontal lines across. Put in your neck width and shoulder width divided by 2. Square line down to the bust line. Label these lines: busts, waist, hip. Go down 2.5 centimeters. Connect these points. Measure for your armhole depth. Shoulder width divided by 2. Square line across. Measure halfway and put a point. Now we're going to put in our horizontal measurements. Quarter bust plus 1.5 centimeter is 26.5 for me. On the waistline, quarter waist plus 3 centimeter dart plus 1 centimeter is minus 26 centimeters. On the hip line, quarter hip plus 1.5 centimeter is minus 33.5. Next, we're going to mark our bust point. Nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 minus 11.5. So on the bust line here, 11.5. Square a line down to the hip line. Our waist dart is going to be 3 centimeters still, so 1.5 on each side of the line. 1.5 centimeters, 1.5 centimeters. Now, because this is our back bodice, we need to extend this point by 2.5 centimeters above the bust line. So 2.5 centimeters there, and put a mark. From the hip line, we're going up by 5 centimeters. Then we're going to connect all these points to form a waist dart. Next, we're moving on to form our shoulder dart. So our shoulder dart is going to be 2 centimeters. So from this point, we're going to extend this line by 2 centimeters. Put a mark. Measure this line up to the new point and mark halfway. from this mid shoulder point, square a straight line down towards the direction of the bust point here. Measure 9 centimeters down this line and put a mark. Now our dart is going to be 2 centimeters, so mark 1 centimeter on each side of this line. Connect these points to form a dart. As you can see with our front bodice pattern block here, we included a 3 centimeter side bust dart. So once it's folded and sewn, it means the side seam here is gonna be shortened by about 3 centimeters. So for these side seams to be equal, what we're going to do is to lower this armhole by 3 centimeters, which is the dart allowance for the front, and then it means our side seams are going to be equal. To do that, we're going to square 3 centimeters down from this armhole point. Put a mark and square another line there. We're going to connect this new point to the waistline and the hip line. Cross out this top line here. Now we're going to use this point that we've lowered 3 centimeters down. Connect this point to this point to this point to form our back armhole. Get your curved ruler to help you with doing that. Now because we've got a shoulder dart here, we need to shape these shoulder lines. Just grab the dart leg that's next to the center back, fold it and bring it onto the other dart leg. Get a ruler and draw a nice straight line connecting these 2 points, our neck shoulder point and our new shoulder point. Okay. Get your tracing wheel again and just go over this bulk here so that we shape our dart. Now you can just draw in your darts. Let's put in our neck depth for the back. So 2.5 centimeters down from the corner there. Square a little line across. Get your curved ruler and connect it like that. Next, on the center back here, we're going to add the zipper allowance. So I like to use 1.5 centimeters for my zipper allowance. You can choose whatever amount you like. So just square a line across from your neck and just put 1.5 centimeters zipper allowance or whatever you choose to put there. Now I'm going to add seam allowances, 1.5 centimeters on the shoulder, 1 centimeter to the armhole, and 1.5 centimeters to the side seam. Shape the side seam like we did with the front. 0.6 out. Label the pattern. So this is the back bodice block. And I'll put my initials. Now we cut around the pattern. That's it, our bodice blocks are done. So next you need to transfer your bodice blocks onto Octex so they can stay for long, and then you won't need to be drawing them all over again when you are drafting anything. So thank you.